Like, I feel like even if a family member's a contractor, there's still crooks. So I feel like it's not going to help.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're going to take advantage of you. And then if you go to another contractor, they're just going to make you feel shitty about it all the time.
Yeah. And then obviously a cop.
Yeah, pretty huge.
I mean, just for getting out of tickets and stuff alone.
Yeah.
I won't use any names, but one time I was making out with a gal in the North End. And I mean, Southie's bad, but I mean, North End for parking might be the worst thing on earth. And I didn't realize I parked in front of the entrance to a parking garage.
Mm-hmm.
So I blocked in hundreds of people.
Oh, God.
And when I come to in the morning, there's notes on my window like, I'm a surgeon. I had to cancel an appointment, you fucking asshole. Like,
oh,
whatever.
my God.
And then the cop starts chewing me out.
So you weren't making out. I thought you were making out in the car and people got mad. You left the car there?
I was. No, I wasn't. Wait. I was in her house.
Oh, okay.
That would have been extra rude.
All right.
No, I won't leave. But no. So then the cop starts chewing me out the next morning. I'm only like 21. The cop's like chewing. I still have pimples and shit. Yeah. And then he looks at my license and he just looks at the name on it. He goes, you're good.
So you got a cop in the family?
I got a few cops.
Oh, okay. Well, how did I not know this? This could have come in handy in my life.
I don't know if we've ever really even spoken.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just Zoom.
I know you have a life. I just don't know what it is.
You know more about my life than I know about your life, I think.
Yeah, that's the way it's going to be.
Yep. Yeah, you're a mysterious man. Lawyer. Good to have a lawyer in the family.
You got a lawyer?
Yeah.
A couple lawyers.
You got everybody.
Huh?
You're covered. You're covered.
Yeah, on both sides of the law.
See, that's a problem. Even though I come from a Catholic family, I don't have any cousins. So there are very few people of any career in my life, in my family.
What was up with your uncles and aunts? They couldn't get it up?
I only have one uncle and he never had a baby.
Oh,
and I
wow.
never asked him how his penis was.
Impotent.
Yeah. My father is an only child and my mom only has one brother and he never had kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Northern Irish?
French Catholic. I'm not Irish. French Catholic.
Okay. Yeah. Because all I know about my family is we don't know how to pull out and we die really young.
I mean, you just described Ireland.
Huh?
You just described Ireland.
Basically.
Yeah. All right. We are trying so hard to avoid even talking about sports because it's better to talk about our families dying young than the Boston Celtics.
Yeah. Get in, get out. That's what we've been doing. My family's been tanking.
Your family's just pushing for a high draft pick. Family could have been a little more successful. Like, you know what? Next generation.
Yeah. This generation's been a bunch of D-leaguers.
Yeah. It's all about the process.
That would be a fun life experience. You're getting arrested and you're just like, trust the process.
Trust it. This is going to get you such a draft pick in heaven.
Do you use these earbuds, and how does that help you do this podcast?
So it keeps it from echoing. Otherwise, the audio would be coming through the phone, and you would be getting some feedback. So this prevents the feedback, and the microphone on the headphones also supposed to be better. So it should be a clearer signal.
You're not echoing to me.
No, because I've got these in.
Yeah, you are a little crunchy. Come to think of it.
Did Paul just say I was crunchy?
No.
Tiny crunchy.
I just got those things. I'm afraid to open the box.
Why?
Because I lose corded headphones on a weekly basis.
Well, you should just you can get a cord to keep these together.
What?
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
Yeah, go on in so you don't lose them. So that the thing you're saying you're afraid of doesn't occur. I can get a cord
and put them into cordless headphones and have corded headphones. So why wouldn't I just buy corded headphones for $20?
Not plug them into the phone. They stay together so you don't lose one.
Oh, okay.
So you're not.
This will be like the time.
You're just tying them together.
This will be like the time I was like, I lose too much shit, so I got a backpack. Mm-hmm. But then I got a backpack that I lost, and then I lost everything in one swoop.
I mean, I could have told you that was going to happen.
Cargo pants because I'd rather diversify my losing things.
Cargo pants are the greatest invention of the 20th century.
They really are.
Yeah. And
actually,
you see people sometimes with two pockets, and you're like, what the fuck are you trying to prove?
Yeah. And now they have cargo sweatpants, which is like, hey, this guy's doing a lot of nothing.
Yeah. Yep. That man is prepared at all times to relax and take care of shit.
He's got both. It's like you can keep your porn in one pocket and your lube in the other, and then still not lose your wallet.
You're keeping your porn, so you're keeping your laptop in your pocket?
I guess
I like that in a lot of ways. You're kind of like you still kind of live in the 80s,
huh?
Even though you were born, like your lifestyle is very 80s, like your reference points.
Oh yeah,
like, this is where I'm hiding my porno mags.
Yeah,
which haven't existed for 20 years.
Which is why it's great. Like on the rare occasion I find myself out with a lady that's younger than me, I just steal Fletch lines.
What are the best lines from Fletch to pick women up with?
Thank you very little is a good one.
Was Fletch the last time Chevy Chase was really funny?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Three Amigos was after that, but he was very much the third lead in that movie.
Yeah, and the Three Amigos is a bit of a swing and a miss, too. Like, they expected it to be better than it was.
Yeah.
You know what? The Three Amigos, nobody ever pointed out the Tropic Thunder, which was a huge hit, is just the Three Amigos.
Galaxy Quest ripped them off before that.
I don't even know what that is, but I believe you.
It was the Three Amigos, but about a Star Trek type show. It was the exact same movie.
Yeah,
it was Tim Allen back when Tim Allen was like a movie star. And Sigourney Weaver and Alan Rickman are somehow
How the
in that
hell
movie.
did that happen?
It's for what it is. It's not bad, but it's just a total ripoff of Three Amigos.
Do you know, ever seen the Ricky Gervais thing where he brings on Tom Hanks and Tim Allen to present an award?
No.
That's great. He goes, our next presenter, often considered the face of America, perhaps our finest living actor, and our other presenter is Tim Allen. And Allen was fucking pissed.
And I don't feel even a little bit bad for him. Sometimes I felt bad for the people Ricky Gervais was introducing in a mean way. From all accounts, Tim Allen is just a gigantic prick.
Yeah, and it's also award shows suck, so it was really funny to have a guy be mean to them.
It was funny, and it always felt like he was mean to the right people.
Yeah. Speaking of things that suck, did you watch that game last night?
I watched as much as I could stand, and then I stopped. I got through a quarter, and I was trying to get through it because I was sitting there going, I'm going to do the podcast tomorrow. I got to talk about this. And finally, I was like, you know what? I'd like to be happy.
Yeah, no, it's
watching Celtics games make me sad.
Yeah, it is nice. This might get rid of the whole Trade Tatum faction.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to sit there, and I love Brown. I mean, I've been a huge Jaylen Brown defender, but there's something there, and I don't even know if it is Jaylen's fault.
I found it. What's wrong with him? I don't know how to...
Tell me.
It's very, very basketball referenceable. Jaylen Brown averages 2.6 assists per game. How many turnovers do you think Jaylen Brown averages per game?
3.1.
No, 2.6. But way to fucking go high and ruin my point. That was a dick move.
I know where the fuck you were going with it, dude.
It was fucking awful.
Well, what the fuck? What's the point?
Yeah, I guess it was my fault for even giving you a chance to be mean.
I was trying to be helpful. I thought I was still going low because the buildup was so goddamn big. I assumed that the turnover number was going to be gigantic. I was like 3.1. You're going to be like,
it's not that the turnover number is gigantic. It's that the assist number that's only 2.6 more than you.
Yes.
Like he's just not a move the ball pass guy. I think he'd be a good guy to play with like Luka, but he's not going to ever be like a run the offense kind of guy. Tatum's isn't very good either. Tatum's is 3'6" to 2'6", which is not very good, but it is at least not 1-to-1.
I think there is also an argument, though, that those guys don't have anyone to pass to.
Yes.
Other than each other.
A wonderful argument. I was watching some YouTube thing talking about the Celtics, and none of the people nationally have any reference for Smart. Like, if Smart's your guy standing in the corner, then you're just going to dare him to take that the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they don't have any shooter that can just hang out in the corner and be a reliable 40% guy.
Yeah. I feel like Pritchard could be, but he just gets torched on D, and it's just not going to be good enough.
Yeah. I mean, he's a 10, 15-minute a game guy. Neesmith has the best chance, and they have to play more minutes. I know he's got COVID right now. Yeah. But they've got to give that guy a chance to play.
Just athletically, when you watch him, you're like, there's no way Smart is that much better of a defender than Naismith.
No. I came into this season as one of the bigger Marcus Smart defenders, and this season, everything he does wrong has been exposed, and everything he does well seems to have gone down a level.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. When you're a defensive specialist and you start getting toward your 30s, you're going to start to just stink.
Yeah, which is occurring. We have slowly gotten to the point now where I actually agree with you on Marcus Smart, which hurts.
Wow, that took almost a decade.
Well, because before he was good, your unreasonable point has finally aged to reasonableness.
No. It's like Entourage.
He used to be good.
You remember Entourage, the first 3 seasons of Entourage? Was like, Entourage.
Yep.
And then all it took was one guy on the internet to be like, hey, Entourage sucks, right? And everybody was like, yeah, Entourage does suck.
Entourage got sucky. Entourage was a show that should have only lasted for 3 seasons.
Yeah. Or, it also could have done none.
Entourage was a funny idea. Piven was funny. It's amazing how bad the 4 main actors from that show were.
Yeah,
and that it was such a good concept that it lasted long enough. Grenier, I think.
Grenier. Oh, you love the show, huh?
I just love the French names out there.
I saw his band once.
He has a band?
Yeah, he was at South by Southwest. You know who else's band I saw? Michael Imperioli's.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah. They closed on Heroin by the Velvet Underground, which is a song that a not cool guy thinks is a cool song.
Yeah. Oh, Michael. Yeah. Did anyone come out of... Edie Falco came out of The Sopranos strong. Anybody else?
I rewatched a movie with James Gandolfini that I love recently called In the Loop.
What is it?
In the Loop. It's the guy that made Veep.
Okay.
It's a British thing. It's great. It's just smart, witty, fucking whatever. It's kind of, they call it like a Doctor Strangelove for Iraq.
Mm.
It was good.
I'll give it a whirl.
I recommend it more than I recommend the Boston Celtics.
Yeah. Yeah. Tough things have come out of Boston recently. The Celtics, the Patriots have been bad. Don't Look Up was filmed in Boston. That was bad.
That was bad?
Yeah.
I heard it was good.
You heard lies.
Ah. Well, I won't look up then.
It is so preaching to the choir, and I'm the choir, and I still couldn't get through it.
Oh, what's it even about? I won't watch it ever.
It's about, some people like it. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was about, there's an asteroid heading towards Earth. It's an allegory for global warming. So, which Adam McKay explicitly said in every interview he did. There's an asteroid heading towards Earth, and no one's willing to do anything about it until it's good press, and then they're going to do something about it. And then they find out that there's incredibly valuable material on the asteroid. So instead of destroying it, they try to just split it up into smaller parts so that they can make a lot of money off of it.
Okay.
And yeah, it's basically about climate denial and how they're pretending it's not going to happen until it's profitable. And then instead of doing the most effective thing, they try to do the most profitable thing, and they kill humanity.
Well, the most effective thing, as it turns out, was to have a global pandemic.
Has it helped global warming very much? I'm not totally sure it has.
They really think it did. They were seeing like the results, like the air quality in California and stuff, improved vastly in like those first 6 months. Now I bet it's back to shit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that it's a glow. I know at first the pollution went down because nobody was driving anywhere. I feel like I don't know that that's sustained.
No, traffic sucks again.
Yeah. Yep. Global warming, also more positive than your Boston Celtics.
Which is weird because when the traffic's really bad, I often fantasize that I wish the oceans would rise and kill everyone.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
You just
drive
believe.
down Morrissey Boulevard. You'll see that it's happening. Yeah. I
can
see how
that's
not a preach to the choir thing, because I would guess most global warming desires aren't too hip on their allegories.
What?
I kind of gave up during the sentence.
Okay. Man, we're nowhere. I can't tell. Maybe I've got long COVID. I tested positive for COVID and now I'm negative. But
no shit.
Maybe I've got, there's a chance I've got the long COVID and maybe I'm just not understanding things clearly.
Maybe Omicron's like so light that you can have it for a second and then it kind of goes away and then comes back.
That's actually what my doctor think happened. That it went away and hopefully
I can be a doctor.
Back. Yeah. Your family will finally have everybody that they're looking for.
Oh yeah, well, no, we're not sciencey people.
Yeah, no, I had the Omicron, and now I'm clean, supposedly.
Oh, I didn't even know you had it. Did you tell me you had it?
No, I put it on Facebook. I think I might have texted you and James, but
yeah, that is a way
not.
for me to not see something.
Yeah.
Does James have
it? I bet he has. I just don't think he's ever gotten tested.
He's had COVID, but he hasn't had.
Oh, he did get COVID, didn't he?
Yeah. This is great podcast topic is talk about somebody who's not part of the show and somehow less famous than us.
That's not easy to find that person.
Yeah.
That is less famous than you and I.
Yeah. What do you think of show business? Do you think like stuff's going to shut down again? I know a show Saturday I have isn't happening.
Some stuff is already shutting down. Oh shit! Did Nick's get canceled?
No. But if it does, it'll just be due to popular demand.
Yeah. I right now I'm seeing a bunch of the shows that I was going to do. They got canceled.
Okay.
But I think so. Here's what I am thinking right now, and I realize that I'm saying this with a degree in theater and dramatic literature. It's starting to look like Omicron, if you are vaccinated and boosted, is pretty mild.
Yeah.
I mean, like I had it, tested positive at home twice. And then a few days later, I got to the doctor. I was negative and then negative again, 48 hours, and I'm fine. So hopefully what we will see is that we're becoming endemic instead of pandemic.
That's a word I keep hearing.
Yeah. And so it's going to be more like a cold that's going around. And if that's the case, then we're all just going to start living our lives again. But that is also relying on a whole bunch of these fucking morons getting vaccinated who are not vaccinated.
Yeah. Oh no, because people who aren't getting vaccinated are still getting pretty rocked.
Yeah. Yep. Still bad.
Except for Aaron Rodgers, who's going to win the MVP.
He might, but like those guys are getting all the best treatments.
Huh?
Like those guys, like Aaron Rodgers goes in and gets the monoclonal antibodies and all that good shit and all the newest drugs. It's like those guys are going to get through it.
And he's in good shape.
He's also in good shape. Yeah. Most of the people who are not vaccinated are not getting that treatment. No. And so it's still like 2%.
And judging from the South and Midwest numbers, that they're probably not in good shape either.
Not the best shape. Although I can say if you are vaccinated and boosted, I am living proof that you can be in pretty piss poor shape and still come out of this okay. So get your shots.
Yeah. I don't even remember what your body looks like. I've only seen your head for so long.
I know. I've got definitely put on some lockdown weight.
Oh, well, stop jerking it to you then.
You know what? Enjoy what you enjoy. Enjoy what you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
If curves make you feel good, why question it? If a curvy, hairy back is what you need to get through the day, I'm here for you.
It's like you're going through Kilimanjaro.
It's exactly like that.
Is that
it is exactly
mountain?
like you're going through Kilimanjaro.
Where even Kilimanjaro is.
That is a mountain. I don't know if it's the mountain you were talking about. It's a mountain.
I'm thinking like some kind of tropical mountain.
Tropical mountain. Yeah, I don't know.
Where is Kilimanjaro? It's in Africa?
Sounds right. I know Everest is Nepal, right?
Yeah, and I know K2 is harder.
Yeah.
K2 is harder to climb, they say, than Everest, which proves no matter how much you accomplish in life, there's always some prick trying to outdo you.
Yep, fucking mountain.
Tanzania. All right, Georgia.
There you go. Thank you, Paul. K2. So here's something that Paul's going to edit out of the podcast. K2 is also a play. It's a 2-man show, and it was done at a theater that I was working at. I was doing a show, and then I was doing a show, and in between those two shows was K2. And it was like they were very excited because they had to build a mountain on stage, and the guys actually had to know how to like mountain climb and spelunk and all that shit. And they couldn't do the show because people, like the actors, kept falling and claiming disability. And yeah, they started to think it was the most cursed show ever. So they thought it was going to be this really inexpensive show once they built the set. It was just 2 actors. And they ended up having to hire like 5 different actors, and they had to cancel.
Wow. Was this in LA?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, this is up in Lowell.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Back when I was a real actor.
Well, not the first guy in Lowell to try to get some fake workman's comp.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's almost like trying to do a show in Brockton.
It's just weird. It was a show, but the cameras weren't pointing at it. I don't know.
It was weird. It was the only part of the stage with the stairwell.
Speaking of falling, the New England Patriots.
Yeah, 2 losses in a row. Not good.
Yeah, but it looks like a certain kind of loss.
Yeah, they looked bad, both of those losses. It wasn't just like better team came in, played a hell of a game, and they lost. It was really, they just did not look good.
Yeah.
Like, looked bad to the point where you go, how did they win 7 games in a row?
Good, because the rest of the league stinks. I don't like having a 6-foot-tall quarterback.
He's not 6 feet tall.
I think he's 6 feet tall. He looks small compared to what's his face, the guy on
compared
Buffalo.
To Brady.
Yeah,
oh,
Brady.
Allen.
Yeah,
Allen's huge. I don't think Mac Jones is 6 feet. He's like 6'3".
Oh, I'd be surprised. But
all right, we got. You want? Should we put a buck on it, and Paul can look this up?
We'll put.
All right, I'll put
$3 on it.
$1 on 6'2" or bigger. $3.
I lost. Motherfucker. He's 6'3". Okay, well, he didn't play big. He looks so small compared to Allen.
He doesn't play big. Yeah, Allen is bigger.
Yep. No, it just didn't seem like we have a lot of guns on offense, and we can't. If we're down, we can't do shit.
We do not. N'Keal Harry is just there. We're going to find out at some point that he's just an embedded New York Jet. Like the Jets got him before the draft, and they've given him $100 million contract just to fucking kill the Patriots.
He's a
for
big
his entire rookie contract. He's huge.
So
yeah.
Like, can we make him some kind of, hopefully a little better off the field, but can we make him some kind of Aaron Hernandez type of tight end?
I mean, the thing is, he can't catch the ball. He's already just basically a blocking wide receiver.
I know. So we push him a little closer.
It's what he does most of the time.
Yeah.
He's not big enough. He's strong, but he's not
like
tight
Mac Jones.
He's exactly like Mac Jones.
I refuse.
Except not good.
When you lose an argument, double down.
Perfect. When are you running for the Republican nomination?
Little trick the vice president taught me. The vice president? No. Donald Trump was the president.
Yeah, he was president.
Oh, wow. How did that happen?
I don't know. We got to go back to doing these in the morning before you have a chance to have an edible.
I haven't had any weed today. I put it in my safe.
You have a safe?
Yeah, you know those, they make them for kids to get them away from their cell phones. They're like $60.
I did not know that.
It's Tupperware that you put your phone into, and then you put a timer on it. So I'm like, hey, I bet that would work for weed.
Yeah, work for almost anything.
Smaller than the safe that you want to be away from.
Right. So, but like, is it heavy, or could someone just easily carry off your weed?
No, it's Tupperware.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it only protects it from you.
Yeah. Like anything you want to stay away from for a little bit. You can put your gun in there.
Okay. Sure.
Like 12 hours, I'll put this gun in. And if I'm still angry at the end, look out.
Have you ever fired a gun?
Yes.
Gun range? You said hopefully?
That part I won't tell you.
Okay.
It was
Never
a gun
fired
range. It was a gun range. And then one of the times I fired at the wrong target, and the guy was like, oh, those bullets go way too far for that target. Like they fucking, we went in some guy's fucking backyard.
Oh, shit. You know, I mean, if it's possible for them to go in somebody's backyard, I think maybe they've set up the gun club in the wrong area.
Well,
I wouldn't even blame you for that.
They're like prisons, you know? It's like, we know we need to have them, just not near me. Exactly.
They're just like prisons. Yeah, I've never fired a gun. I got on with Groupon one time. It's supposedly $100. And it was like $15 for a shooting range thing, and I just never used it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you want it?
For all I know, it's still sitting there.
Does the Groupons expire?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think so. I don't know. Groupon was a thing I really thought I'd enjoy when it first came out. And yeah, I was just lighting money on fire, because if you're not willing to pay the full price for it anyway, you're not that excited about doing it. So why are you doing it?
Yeah. You think you're saving money, but you really just exponentially raised your gun shooting range budget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I already had a healthy budget in place for that. So just go quality.
Yeah. I don't even know if a gun range. I know Allen Iverson wouldn't go to gun ranges.
We've got gun ranges here.
No, yeah, the one I went to was here. I was trying to make a practice joke.
Oh, all right.
It was I suppose even for us, a dated reference.
Man, we got our finger on the fucking pulse, don't we? Yeah. The Patriots, I feel like the Patriots are going to figure some shit out. Like the Colts and Bills are legitimately good teams. They ended up splitting with the Bills. That's not that bad. And the Colts are on a tear. I mean, they're beating a lot of really good teams. So I don't feel awful about it. I wish they had looked a little bit better. Yeah.
Colts must have a hell of an organization, because they just returned from luck like it was nothing.
Well, they had a little tough run for a bit there. Have you watching they're doing Hard Knocks on HBO.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the first time they've done mid-season. And it's actually kind of fun.
Really? Okay, maybe I'll watch that. I don't watch anything. I just watch the NBA, which explains my crippling depression.
That'll do it. Yeah, watching the Celtics, they'll make anybody kill themselves.
Yeah.
This is the least fun team I've had to watch in a long time.
Oh, I'd say since Steven's first year?
Mm-hmm. This is, in terms of the Celtics, I even enjoyed Steven's first year a little bit more. At least you could say they're building.
Uh-huh.
There's a purpose. They played hard.
Not building, but we're so bad that we might get some kind of first-round pick or something. Yeah.
The closest thing I can compare this to is like the 2011 Red Sox, that chicken and beer team. We just kept saying they should be better, and they just seemed like a bunch of assholes. They never cared about winning. Like, they all had attitude.
It was just a real unlikable team. With the Celtics, though,
I'm not saying it's that their attitudes are the same, but in terms of my feelings watching the team, I really hated watching that baseball team, and I hate watching the Celtics team.
Yeah.
And it might be my fault because I've sat here saying the same shit about the Celtics team for 4 years. Like, they're young. There's so much talent there. Give it time. They're going to be great this year. They're really going to figure it out. They're getting better. They're going to take it to another level, and it keeps not happening.
I don't even know if there is so much talent there, though. We have two talented guys.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of not even quite role players, potential role players.
Yeah. Danny missed on a shocking number of draft picks.
Yeah, but it's also like, it was never like a lottery situation. It was always like,
he didn't miss on lottery picks.
Once you get to like the 11th to 15th pick, I don't even know why these guys have front offices. Like, you really are just playing darts at this point.
But even if you're playing darts and you suck at it, when you've got as many throws as Danny did with all those goddamn draft picks he had, you should hit more than he did. Don't you think?
But you also might take someone's eye out.
That's fine. I'm completely comfortable with what's his face, Popovich, losing an eye if we get a good draft pick.
Yeah.
Fine.
What do you think is crazier, that people haven't been vaccinated or that bars still have darts?
Vaccinated.
Really? You don't just you don't think throwing sharp projectiles in a place that has fights is like a potentially bad idea?
But you can avoid it. It's not like if I'm over by the door, like that guy has to turn around, throw in the opposite direction of the board for me to be in danger. It's very easy for me to avoid dart danger.
Okay,
it's
but this
very,
goes
very
back
easy for me to get infected.
My counter argument, you don't drink.
Right.
So it's very easy to avoid trouble.
Yes.
Whereas
it is. You are definitely more likely to be in dart peril.
Whereas you get a couple mint juleps in me and I'll be like, what's that? A dart?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll put my face really close to it.
Think about that. You're in your 30s. You've made many bad choices in many bars. How many dart injuries have you actually suffered?
I've actually made so many bad decisions that they've started to work out.
Yeah. They've come back around and you're still essentially dart free.
Yeah. I'm like Magellan.
So clearly,
somehow it's going to work out and it's going to end up with me dead in the Philippines.
So as much as darts should be more injury prone, we've all been fine.
Yeah. I would say JJ Foley's is my cape of good hope.
Just you're coming around the horn.
Okay, somebody's clearly listened to a podcast about Magellan this week.
Apparently. Which one is it?
Hardcore History.
Oh, okay.
I had to pay $3 for it. So between that and our bet, I'm out fucking $6.
Tough week for Danny.
Yeah. Good luck hunting that
You
money
had to pay
down.
for that podcast?
Yeah, to get his backlog ones, you got to pay for them.
Oh my God. I think you might be the only person I know of who's not 70 who's paid for a podcast.
70-year-olds who have paid for podcasts?
Well, they got tricked into it by someone calling.
I like the idea of scamming somebody for $3.
Yeah.
Massive crime.
But you know what? That's the kind of thing that you can actually do on a grand scale over and over and over again, and who'd ever catch you?
Yeah. Now, Grandpa's talking about Magellan last night. You haven't been scammed, have you?
Check the trust fund and see if it's $3 short. We got to check this out.
Have you listened to that guy? That guy's good.
No, never.
No, all of his is good.
So it's is it a funny history podcast or what do they do?
No, not at all. He's never attempted humor once.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. But he's got a Texas drawl. He's a good storyteller kind of thing. And then, when you listen to that, you can insert your own jokes.
I'm waiting for Robert Caro to do a podcast that takes 52 hours.
Yeah, you're right. I'm the 70-year-old.
I haven't listened to it.
Did you ever finish that
Don't
one?
act like you don't know exactly who Robert Caro is. The Burr book?
Yeah, the Power Broker.
I still haven't finished The Power Broker. The only Robert Caro book I ever finished was the Lyndon Johnson one. And what I realized is I've started 2 other Robert Caro books, and doing a Robert Caro book, it's like running the Boston Marathon. Unless you are really serious and committed to it, you're only doing it once. You can say you did it.
All I know about LBJ is that he might have been a war criminal, and he liked to have other senators watch him take a crap.
Yeah.
So
he's an interesting guy.
I mean, if 50% rounds up to 1, that makes him a cool guy in my book.
Yeah. I don't know if he liked to have guys watch him take a crap as much as he just didn't care.
No, it was like a power move.
I'm the president and pooping needs to happen. And you can't stop me because I'm the president.
No, I thought it was to make like his subordinates feel like it was a power move.
Well, now we can't treat his pooping intentions as fact. I mean, intentions are intentions.
Yeah.
You can think that that's why he did it, but there's a chance that he was just like, look, I'm trying to be.
He could get like a Southern senator to be like, oh, this guy ate a bunch of chili. I got to get out of here. Maybe I will pass the Civil Rights Act.
There you go. In which case, you know what? I wish Obama had pooped in front of more senators. Think of all he could have accomplished.
Yeah,
we would have actually gotten a public option.
Looking at LBJ and looking at Obama, one of them's got more of a squirrely poop.
Yeah, I feel like, LBJ had intestinal issues.
Oh, yeah.
You know who had serious intestinal issues? Woodrow Wilson.
Really? Is that why he was such a violent racist?
Probably. Yeah, he had a ton of gastrointestinal issues. I think he might have had celiac disease and just never got diagnosed with it. Yeah, he used to insert a tube into his stomach and get his stomach pumped all the time. Yeah, he had a lot of issues.
Oh, wow.
That was before he had a stroke during his second term. Woodrow Wilson, issues.
Well, fuck him.
Someone needs to kill that fucker.
Yeah. That was kind of the first lady president, right? Was like his wife kind of.
So, I mean, there are people who claim, that Edith Wilson was kind of our first female president because he was essentially incapacitated and she signed a lot of shit for him. But most people, from what I've read, seem to think that his cabinet was basically doing most of the stuff. And the presidency was very different back then. So she didn't actually set forth an agenda or do a lot of stuff. She just hid the fact that he couldn't do much.
Yeah. To give you an idea of how pathetic it is, we haven't had a female president yet. The only one who's kind of done it was named Edith.
Yep. And was the second first lady of that president.
Really?
Yeah. So he got married. Or he was married when he first became president in his first term. She died while he was in office. And while he was in office, he met and courted and married Edith Wilson.
I had heard this before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was racist too.
Well, I don't know if she was racist, but she definitely tolerated being married to a racist guy.
Yeah. It's almost weird because he was like a progressive, but he was still racist. It's almost like... you remember the movie Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow?
I do.
Where they had like all the new technology, but it wasn't quite there yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what.
Yeah. The Democratic Party of the early 20th century was absolutely bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just economically, more progressive and socially just awful. But it all depended on where you were.
Yeah. It's almost like if everybody got Teslas to save the environment so that we could make a bunch of more seals and fish so that we could have sex with them.
Well, at the time, economic policy was more important to most of the people. I mean, so in the South, they just needed the money from the federal government. So they were, all Democrats. And if you were a Democrat in the North and you liked the money, but you could still be super progressive and pro-civil rights, and in the South, you could just be incredibly racist and anti-civil rights, but you all realized that you needed the federal government to help you out.
Yeah.
And so that's how you voted. Right? I was reading about who was it? So when Harry Reid died just a couple of days ago, they were talking about Ben Nelson and the deals that Harry Reid was striking even during the first Obama administration, and just how many conservative Democrats and liberal Republicans still existed just in the early 21st century. And it feels like that's 50 years ago. But Tom Cotton in 2014 beat a longstanding Democratic senator in Arkansas. Like that was the thing. Arkansas used to have a ton of Democrats.
I would imagine in the city areas, if you're a somewhat urban area, you're going to be Democrat anyway.
Yeah, most of the urban areas are going to be, they have Democratic mayors and such. But in terms of statewide office, yeah, there are states now that you just couldn't imagine ever electing a Democrat. And a few years ago, they were all Democrats.
Yeah. Like, I think you're more likely to see like a Cafe Nero type barista in like Birmingham somewhere. Whereas if you go to Western Mass, I wouldn't be surprised if the town was lit purely with burning crosses.
You're definitely going to have more Democrats in downtown Birmingham than downtown Chicopee.
No, maybe not Chicopee.
I guess Chicopee could go either way.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's probably time to wrap up this sports
podcast. The community
podcast
needs
for the
to
week.
power the hoopty loud some way.
All right. On that note, you got a show to plug for Saturday? You doing Knicks? Is it happening? Or
I'll
Friday
be at
night?
New
Friday
Year's
night,
Eve, spreading laughter among other things.
Get out there, risk COVID to enjoy the comedy stylings of Danny Bulger.
Are we going to see you out
It's
anywhere
completely
anytime
worth it.
soon?
Fuck no.
Fuck no. All right.
Fuck no. I canceled the last comedy gig I had just before, even before I had COVID, because I was going to see my family. I was like, I shouldn't risk it. Now that I've had COVID, I'm like, I'm not going out for a few weeks.
Okay. Although a few weeks ain't too bad. So maybe the end of January, we'll see you somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to see I want to see what happens over the next week or two with hospitalizations. If things seem mild and like it's not too bad, I might venture out. But if things look kind of ugly, then I'm just staying home.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking by the spring, we should do a live one of these because we're up to like 10 people.
Right?
Listening. So it'll still be safe.
I mean, I can't think of anything that you could more safely socially distance at than a live recording of Boston Centric. That might be the safest place you could possibly be during the pandemic.
Yeah, we're slightly above SpaceX.
All right. So if everyone's safe, we'll do a live one of these sometime in the spring.
Important to have goals.
Yeah, it's a little dream. Not a big dream, but a little dream. All right. For Danny, for Paul, I'm Mike.
Suck.
We're pretty much terrible sports-wise and hoping that things get better. Stay safe, everybody.